Going on, everybody? Welcome back to Ride the Six. I'm still working on the FZ6R. So I did have the forks taken into a shop. I asked them to check the air gap and the fluid level, and they said the air gap and the fluid level is fine. So I think what we're dealing with is it's just a stiffer fork. It's because it's from an R6. The angle and stuff through the neck is a little bit different. It's about 2 degrees different, and it may have some impact on how firm these forks are. I've backed out everything, like the compression, the preload, like the rebound. It's all been backed out, and the forks are still quite stiff. So there's probably not much I could do with that unless I maybe change the springs of the fork, which is probably something I'm not going to attack right now. So that's the update on the forks. The next thing I've been working on is securing the new stainless steel brake lines I put on the bike. And I kind of figured this is the best way to route the wires down. On the FZ6R, it's very similar. It kind of comes down the side, and I'll show you. So here's the brake line on the FZ6R. It's kind of routed down, and it's mounted here along the forks, and then it kind of goes in through, right? Down through the center. So I've kind of mimicked that with the new stainless steel brake lines. I did put some, I guess some wire wrap or whatever you call this stuff around it, because I didn't want to have the brake lines basically basically sitting right on the fork itself. So I did wrap them up. I put a couple tie wraps here to kind of hold it. And now when you turn the bike, the brake lines are not going to hit the main, I guess the main head of the bike. So that's what I've done with the brake lines. I've routed them down there. This is the R6 horn bracket with the FZ6R horn. My R6 horn was defective. It wasn't working. So I just installed my FZ6R horn on the R6 bracket, and I've routed the brake lines down through there and under the middle of the bike. Now my one concern is that when lifting this bike from the neck, these brake lines may be in the way. And that's my headstand right there. So you can see that pin. That pin may interfere with the brake lines. But again, I don't know. That's my only concern with the brake lines at the moment. But I'm quite happy with the routing. And what I've done here, attach them. They're out of the way. They're not going to hit. They're not going to fetch up into anything. So we're going to move forward, guys. We are going to start putting the fairings on the bike, which is something I know you've been waiting for a long time. I'm a little bit worried that maybe these cables are going to stick out and they're going to hit some of the plastics. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to kind of rework this a little bit. But anyways, guys, I've got a nose cowl there off my parts bike, which is sitting over there. And then down there in the box is a brand new white nose cowl for an FZ6R that I bought at the dealer. And it's staggering how much these plastics cost. This nose cowl in Canada was about $800. Now, it could be the nose cowl plus some of the plastic pieces, the surrounds and stuff like that. But anyways, guys, OEM plastics are not cheap. It doesn't matter what bike you have. They're all very expensive. So yeah, that's an $800 box right there with a brand new white nose cowl to replace that one that is clearly broken. And for now, we're going to test fit this black one before I take the nice pretty white one out of the box. I don't want to scratch it or anything. So let's get that black nose cowl on the bike, and let's look at see how some of the fitment starts lining up. Yes, I have 4 bolts securing the nose cowl to the headlight and the headlight bracket. So this is the proper positioning of the cowl. As you can see, the headlight and everything all lines up. Now, exactly as expected, this brake line is going to cause an issue right now at the position it's on. Not so much if you're turning left, but if you come back and you turn to the right, you can see that brake line is actually going to impact on the front cowl. So I need to do some adjustments here on these brake lines, maybe move them further inward possibly to just get this line away from the cowl. Like you could see, it needs a bit of clearance. Like, I don't know. That's the kind of spacing we're dealing with, and the bike's not even full to the right at the moment. So let me see what I can figure out there, guys, and get these brake lines maybe rewired, rerouted. So after filming with this for a couple minutes, guys, I found a spot that maybe it's going to be okay. You can see I have the bike full lock right now to the right. None of our lines are actually hitting anything. They're very close to the, I guess, to the top plate I had custom made and stuff. But they're actually not hitting anything. Here they're just resting on this R6 reservoir mount. But they're not actually moving. They're not chafing. And if I go full left, you can see that we're not hitting anything either. Now my only concern is maybe we're too close here to the, I guess, the plastic piece that covers the dash. So all these little test fittings have to be done, guys, in order to see exactly what's going to hit, where it's going to hit, or if anything's going to kind of interfere with these lines. And I did, in order to do this, I just I loosened off this banjo bolt right here. And you got to be careful, guys. This is a fully filled system at the moment, so I only loosened it off just enough to move the cables over and then retighten it. So, and anytime you work with brake fluid, do not let it drip on your paint. Don't let it drip on your tank. Don't let it drip on your plastics. Always have a cloth or a rag handy. Okay, let me put a dash insert in here and let's see if we have any more clearance issues. So I've I put a couple tie wraps down here and I've pulled those lines in a little bit, and check it out, guys. All the way to the left. It's very close, but we are not hitting that instrument plastic, the one that goes around the cluster. And if we come all the way to the right, lots of room. And I suspect we're going to be good over here as well, because the other piece is going to come down through here and then down the side. So we may have a winner. This may be the proper location where these hoses need to be in order to stay out of the way, out of all the plastics, both around the dash and the piece down the side. Now, I might just throw the side piece in real quick just to double check, but I suspect we're probably okay. There we go. I put the inner right plastic cowling in, and we are good to go. Look at this. We are very close, but we do not have any interference from the interfering plastics interfering in the brake lines. Okay, that's a step that I really didn't want to do, guys, because you have to put everything kind of together, and then you kind of have to take it apart, and then you kind of have to put it all back together again. But that is the process, just to see where all this stuff is going to sit. But we are good. We do not have any clearance issues with the front brake lines and the inner plastics. We have free motion. We are good. A little dark down in there, but you can see the only thing hitting there is the actual, it's the tie wrap. The actual line itself is not hitting. See that? Good to go. All right. Yeah, let me take all that stuff back off now, probably. It's time. I've taken the kind of test fitting cowling off. We are going to open this brand new cowling. This has been in the box, I'd say, at least a year, maybe even 2 years. All right, let's see what's in the box here. All right. Box must have closed itself back up. Ooh. Cannot do this with one hand. Very easy, guys. This is a big piece. There we go. We have, okay, yeah, so there you go, guys. It's not just the cowling, it's your side plastic, your intake vent, which we know is not functional on the FZ6R. But, yeah, there she is in all her glory. That right there is $800 Canadian. Just a quick note, if you are changing the front cowl on your FZ6R, these 6 little grommets for your windshield do not come pre-installed on your front cowling. So they are pretty tricky. It's a rubber grommet and it has to go in from the back. Just the way it's shaped, you're not going to be able to push that in through the front. You need to fish it in from the back and get that rubber lip to seal around the fairing. Okay, I found a couple more things that don't come included with the cowl. There's 2 little rubber pieces here that go on the underside of your cowl. And then there's another rubber piece there and another little rubber piece there. I took those from my old broken piece. They do not come included when you buy a new cowl. So you need to do that, and you need to do the 6 basically little grommets for your windscreen. Okay, guys, the cowl is all prepped up, and I'm going to get it on the bike. Check it out. There we go, guys. Brand new nose cowl. But yeah, your nose cowl comes with your intake vents and your side pieces. So it's on. This bike has not had a proper nose cowl in almost 2 years, guys. But look at the gold. Damn, it looks great. It looks, wow. Starting to look really good again. And I was actually wrong. So there's the part number for a white nose cowl for an FZ6R. And I was wrong on the price, guys. Check that out. Phew. They gave me a bit of a break on the price. Look at that. $832. Man, don't crash. Don't crash your bikes, guys. If you're buying OEM plastics, it's going to cost you a fortune. And unfortunately, I don't even know if there's a set of aftermarket fairings for an FZ6R. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to leave it right here. I've put my mirrors back on. The 5th bolt that mounts the fairing, it's kind of in behind here. I never put that in. It's such a pain in the ass to even get to. I don't even understand why they put it there. But anyways, it's supposed to pull that thing tight. But when you get the mirrors on, it pulls it tight. So, but anyways, there she sits. She's got the front cowling on. She's got the intake vents and the side pieces. And we are going to stop there because I just had a box arrive. And it's going to get installed in the next video. It's going to be somewhere down that area. Just give you a hint. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and happy riding, guys. Ride safe.